alone. A fence of white chain link, a grill out on the patio, disposal in the sink, a washer and a dryer, and an ironing machine. In the tract house that we share, somewhere that's green.
Welcome, everyone.
Wait, let's not that dance. Carrie Butler knows how to sing.
She does. Somewhere that's green from what show is that? We'll start with the question right off the bat.
Let's start with that, and I think most people know this one.
Probably so. Somewhere that's green because we're doing salads tonight.
Green.
Green.
We have green all over the place. We just need Kermit the Frog.
We do.
To make it complete.
So I'm going to do a Chinese chicken salad and also do some goat cheese croutons.
That sounds
yes.
fabulous.
And what are you making?
I am making, it's called a green salad a Lyon, and I stole it. Well, I tried to recreate it from Cafe Europa.
Fun.
And you ever go to a restaurant and just love something so much, you come home? That's what I did. I don't know if it's perfect, but it's close, and we're going to make that tonight.
Great. So we don't really have to heat up much of things in the kitchen.
No, we are going to roast some broccoli. And actually, I'm going to let you talk just a second because my broccoli's in the fridge.
Okay. Go get your broccoli.
Okay.
So I'm going to make an Asian dressing for my Asian chicken salad. That's very easy. We do it on the stove. Let it rest for a few minutes before we dress our salad at the end. That'll be the last thing we do. And Barb's going to do her broccoli and roast it in the oven. I think that's her plan.
That's my plan.
Okay.
And I actually roasted some earlier. So really you want a whole head of broccoli.
Okay.
I cut it up. And since this is going in a salad, you can see they're kind of smaller chunks than normally. I don't know. If I'm just having broccoli, I like it a lot.
Yeah. And if you have a toaster oven or something like that, like the one that I use at home, you just put that in there and you don't have to heat up your whole oven.
Absolutely. So some of these big chunks I'm going to break up because it is going in a salad.
Perfect.
And I'm going to put a little olive oil.
Nice.
Always a little olive oil.
Yes.
A little salt.
Nice.
A little pepper.
Always got to season.
Always season. You never want to be bland.
Nope. You want to season at the beginning.
Did you all see that olive oil magically disappear? That's our fabulous cameraman, Chris Nichols, and props master, and I don't know what other titles.
Whatever we come up with.
Whatever we can come up with. He's always there to help us.
Excellent.
So I'm just tossing this around, and then you're just going to put it in an oven at 425. And I roast it about 5 minutes, give it a little turn, maybe 3 to 4 minutes. You want to keep an eye on it. You want it to be a nice bright green and not burnt. And that's what's going to happen with that. What do I hear, Kevin? Wait.
Another song coming on. I love this show.
Do you?
I do.
Have you ever done this show?
I've done this show twice.
Well, we didn't announce the answer to the first question.
We didn't. Did anybody get it?
Let's do a little shop. Little shop of horrors got you back. Little shop of horrors got you back. Little shop of horrors go. Oh, 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 oh. That was really good.
That's really good. We don't rehearse the musical numbers before we do them live.
Can you tell?
Yeah. And we never choose the same key either. That's what's interesting.
No, because like flavors, we like to do our own thing. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to set the broccoli over here because my oven is still preheating.
And I'm going to start on the salad dressing for the Asian chicken salad.
Oh, okay.
All right. Do you want to show
Let me turn this off to you.
Thank you.
There's that. Do you want this heating?
Not yet.
No?
Yeah,
Okay.
actually you can start.
I'm going to do both. Mr.
All
Kevin
right.
wants both.
So we're going to take half a cup of rice wine vinegar. We're going to pour that in the saucepan. We're going to let that warm up. And we're going to add 2 cloves of garlic, just whole cloves of garlic, because we're going to take those out.
Oh, whole cloves. You didn't use the cheating garlic.
Nope. No, I didn't use the cheese. Yeah, so we're just going to let the garlic flavor the oil.
Mmm.
Now what I have in here is this is the rest of the salad dressing, and it's some soy sauce.
I think I see some cheater garlic in there.
No, not cheater garlic. sesame oil, some canola oil, and we have sesame seed.
Sesame seed. So say it again. Sesame oil?
Sesame oil, canola oil, and sesame seeds. And the recipes will all be down below, so you can check those out. So this is in a mason jar, because we're going to put this all together. And we're going to let it rest for about 14 or 15 minutes, so it'll cool down after we add.
I've never met Mason, but I love his jars.
I do too.
Yeah.
We've got half a cup of sugar that we're going to add to this.
Nice.
And we're just going to let that dissolve. So while I'm doing that, if you want to go on to the next thing, you can.
Okay. I'm going to make my vinaigrette. And so I've got all the ingredients here. Look, I also have a mason jar. They're just so handy because, you know, they're like stream it in and mix. But I find what works well for me is putting it all in, screwing on the top, and shaking it. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay. So this is a lemon vinaigrette. And we're going to start with 1/4 cup of rice wine vinegar. And it goes 2 tablespoons of Dijon mustard. I don't have it measured out, so I'm going to, uh-oh, here it comes. Okay. Put in 2 tablespoons of Dijon.
I love Dijon mustard.
I do too.
Do you also use stone ground mustard? I use that from time to time.
I do, and I use whole grain.
Uh-huh.
And I kind of got turned on to that from Blue Apron. And it's
nice.
So good, the whole grain stuff. Getting down to the bottom of my Dijon. There we go. Oh, there we go. Okay. 2 tablespoons of Dijon.
My sugar's all dissolved in here. I don't know if you can see.
Want to show?
There it is.
And that garlic's in there flavoring everything.
Yes. I'm going to bring this to a boil, and when I get to a boil, I'm going to let it boil for 1 minute, and then I'm going to take the garlic out.
Okay. Next on mine is a teaspoon of dried oregano. It's a nice flavor. I'm using cheddar garlic.
Cheddar garlic.
Minced garlic.
Did you get that from your garden?
I did.
Right next to the carrots?
Yeah, it was right next to the carrots. A clove of garlic chopped up, and this is just so easy. Pop it in there. Okay. A little bit of salt. I'm going to do about 1/8 teaspoon. Pepper, about the same. You can eyeball the salt and pepper. If you like a lot of pepper, put more in. Okay? And then 1/2 cup of olive oil. In we go. Yum, yum. And I said it was a lemon vinaigrette. So, fresh lemon juice squeezed from my garden. The lemon tree was also in bloom.
Yes.
Thank goodness. That's going in. There you go. That's all you need for this. You're going to put the top on, screw it down really good, and give it a good shake.
And mine's done at the same time.
Oh my God, it's like we planned this, and believe me, we didn't.
You just have to let that rest for 10 or 15 minutes, and then we'll shake it up just like you're shaking it.
Yeah, and you know, this is a lot. I don't know, some people like a lot of dressing. Some people, that gets really hot. Some people like a lot of dressing. I'm more of the less dressing person, so I have used what's left over for a marinade for chicken, pork. Works really well.
I have a secret for dressing the salad. I'll tell you a little bit later.
Well, speaking of secrets, we kind of bypassed something that we need to talk about.
Let's go back.
Sing, Rebecca. Oh no, I can't hear her.
Come to my garden.
We've done this show together twice. And was that
the first show we ever did together.
It was, and Kevin walked in an audition, and I was like, "Hello, okay." And it was such a beautiful show.
It was a beautiful show.
Such a great cast.
I think it was the highest selling show the barn ever did.
I remember we added a performance.
We did have a performance, and every performance, I think almost every performance was sold out.
It sold like hotcakes.
That's when we were at the other location. It's been a few years.
The old barn players. And then we did it again at Theater in the Park.
We had to have a bigger venue.
More people. By popular demand.
Yes.
No, it's a beautiful show based on the children's book. Lucy Simon wrote the music. Marcia Norman wrote the book.
It's great.
Just a wonderful show. That was the start of a beautiful friendship.
It was, and this all came out of that.
It did. Little did I know.
Little did we know. I'm going to go get the cheese.
Okay, Kevin's going to get the cheese, not from my garden, FYI.
These are from the goats out back.
Me. Me. Gotta milk the goats, make the cheese. Okay, I'm going to turn this over to Kevin.
All right.
And I'm going to clear away some of my stuff so that we can see what's going on with you.
All right, so we are going to make goat cheese croutons, and I have a dredging station. Was that from another musical, Wicked?
Yeah, yes.
I thought so. All right, so we have a dredging station here, and dredging station basically is how we're going to coat the cheese before we deep
So professional.
Yes. So we have flour in this one. We have 2 eggs that we've mixed up, and then we have some breadcrumbs here.
There's just plain breadcrumbs?
No, these are Italian seasoned breadcrumbs. So this is the secret. This is the secret to keeping the breadcrumbs on. Because you can just roll it breadcrumbs to start out with, but it won't stick.
It won't stick, will it?
So what we do is we just roll them in the flour, and then we go to the egg wash.
Ah.
Make sure the egg.
So you're going to have layers.
Yes, and then we take that and put that into the.
And it's really going to stick.
Yeah, and look at that. Isn't that beautiful?
Ooh.
Look, we're all set. Ready to go.
You know, I see those in restaurants, and I just think it's so fancy.
Yep, it's so easy. But you're going to get it all over your fingers.
That's okay.
Yeah. So I try to keep one hand free.
For your jazz hand.
Yes, that's right.
In case a musical number breaks out.
Or in case I need to push pause on the player.
I don't know what happened. I'm going to check our music over here.
Yeah. So tonight's shows are all about gardens because we're harvesting. So do we have another one? There's a
yes, I have to give while you're dredging away. Hard work. Trying to see if we can. I don't know what's happened here, but anyway, my niece, my fabulous niece Jamie Giselle, she heard that we were doing the show about gardens, and I'm trying to find musicals that feature salads.
Yes.
Well, she found a show called Salad Days. Have you ever heard of it?
Never heard of it.
I'd never heard of it, but I do have to pull up the text I got from her. So sweet and so informational. So, there was a show called Salad Days that premiered in England in 1954. And if any Shakespeare people out there know, Salad Days comes from Antony and Cleopatra. And it's a saying now people use to refer to their youthful days when they were young. And the quote is, "My salad days when I was green in judgment, cold in blood, to say as I said then." Anyway, so this show became the longest running show in musical theater history. 2,283 performances until it was overtaken by My Fair Lady. And I know I'm going to sound like, oh, look at me, but I've never heard of it. And that's a pretty famous show. If anybody out there watching has heard of Salad Days, please chime in and let us know. I read the synopsis, and it's right up there with Let 'Em Eat Cake, if you remember that.
I really would have thought that you would have heard of it more than me because it is a little closer to your birthday.
To my birthday?
Your birth date, your date, than my date.
You wound me. Good Lord.
Isn't that one of the songs from it? You wound me.
You wound me. You pierced my heart.
You pierced me with a salad fork.
Anyway, I just thought that was fascinating. And if anybody's ever heard of it, let us know.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think, because I was kind of fascinated with that.
Yep.
How's it going over there?
Very good. I'm almost dredged all the way through.
I am. Ooh.
How's your broccoli coming?
Well, I'm going to fess up. I hadn't preheated my oven.
Oh, well.
So I just put it in. I roast my broccoli at 425, and so it doesn't take too long. So we should be okay. We should be okay. I'll be able to put everything together.
That'll be great. So
And
I
then
got
what's going to happen after this?
We're going to go over to, will you put the saute pan back on so we get our hot oil? We're going to fry these for about a minute or a minute and a half on each side, just so they can get golden brown and get a little runny in the center.
That's a magical cooking term.
It is.
It applies to eggs.
Yes.
And goat cheese croutons. Who knew?
Yes.
I know on Top Chef they're always like, oh, when you break the yolk and it's runny and it oozes over everything. You're always going to win that episode if you have a great runny yolk.
And see, this is what I'm talking about. You get it all over your fingers. So I'm going to wash my hands.
Why don't you wash those up? The oil is heating for that. And we're going to walk through frying a couple so you can see it. And then he's going to finish frying. And I'm going to put my salad together. How are we doing, cameraman? Do we have comments?
Lovely.
Can you read us some comments? Constant comment.
Little shop.
Little shop, that is correct. You are correct. And we will give you full points.
That was 14 minutes ago.
Oh, well, then you beat us. No doubt. Who said that?
Rachel.
Rachel, of course.
Very good,
Did
Rachel.
you beat Lynn? Lynn's cranky when you beat him, Rachel. I'm not going to lie. Keep up the good work.
My question for Rachel is, did you make that vegan cake that we made last week?
Rachel, did you make the vegan cake? It was pretty delicious. I love that cake.
Why don't you go ahead and while my oil is heating and get started on your salad.
Okay.
And I'll let you know how these are coming along.
I'm going to quickly start a timer for my broccoli because Lord knows nobody wants burnt broccoli. Okay, this salad is so easy once you have all the ingredients. So the broccoli is cooking. Now I also had some I roasted earlier, so I'm going to throw that in. And then a cucumber that's peeled. And remember, this came from my garden. Peeled and diced. That goes in. Spatula. A cup of edamame. This is a really healthy salad, which is a good thing. So this is the frozen edamame. Let me tell you, what's hard to find in a pandemic? Frozen edamame.
Especially in your garden when it's 90 degrees outside.
I know. I think it got too hot. Luckily, Trader Joe's came through for me. So this is a cup of edamame. Oh, one tried to escape. Okay. And an avocado. I love my fresh avocado. I'm going to do this right now. Little trick. Most of you probably know this, but I take this, stick that in and twist it. You don't have to cut your hand off. And then I'm just going to take my knife and score it inside like that. Cut it down the middle. It's so easy. Oh, guess what? Kevin has his clock that goes off at 7 and I have the dogs. So you always know whose house we're at. This is so easy. So I scored it inside and now I'm just going to scoop it out with my spoon and chunk it out into the salad. Is there anything better than avocado? I don't think so. Ooh, I hear something bubbling.
It's bubbling now.
Woo! Here comes more avocado. So good. Now, if anybody out there knows of any other shows having to do with salads.
There is one more that we haven't talked about.
We haven't? Okay. Oh, is that the one? Okay, so my avocado's in there. Fabulous. Now, here's something fun. Quinoa. Great grain. Pre-cooked. Quinoa is so easy to cook. Faster than rice. Healthy grain. It calls for a half a cup. And I cooked this earlier. You can cook it with water. If you want it to be a little richer, cook it with a broth. I use vegetable broth, so this is a nice vegan, healthy, vegetarian meal. I'm going to eyeball that. In goes the quinoa. A couple of tablespoons of sunflower seeds. And you stir all that up. And once my broccoli, the rest of it, is finished roasting, I'm going to add that. And you toss it with your lemon vinaigrette. And that's it. Healthy. It's really delicious with the vinaigrette. See? And I think one thing you could do with this is use this as a base and put sliced grilled chicken on top,
Oh, that sounds
shrimp. You could do steak. You could
What
even
about
do some.
salmon.
If I like salmon, I
Oh,
would
you don't like
say
salmon.
yay. Chris is voting for the salmon.
Chris votes for salmon.
Salmon would be great. You really could put any protein on top of this, and you would be in great shape. I'm going to wait to dress it just a little bit till I get the rest of that broccoli in there. And I think, Kevin, I'm going to bring the camera over.
Okay, please do.
So, all right, can you bring that over? And we're going to show you these little goat cheese croutons. Here we come. Here comes the cameraman. Okay. Okay, Kevin. Show us what you got, baby.
There's the finished
Look.
one right there.
Where?
Oh, right there.
Oh, aren't those pretty?
And then I'm going to show you how I do it. If you listen, I'm going to put 3 in. Listen to the oil. 1, 2, 3. What do you notice about the sound of the oil?
It got quieter.
It got quieter because as we put the cold cheese in, it lowers the heat of the oil.
Sounds like chemistry.
Yeah. So we don't want to put all of the cheese in at one time. I would say 3 at one time is about all you want to put in there.
Because then it would get soggy, right?
It gets soggy and the oil soaks
Ooh.
into the cheese. You certainly don't want that to happen.
Oh, you never want that.
Yeah.
Turn off the timer and just give it a little shake, honey. Okay, I'm going to move this
Okay.
back since we've seen
And
it.
let's talk about that other song that we were.
Oh, yes. Okay, let me check our angle here. Are we good? I think we're good.
Okay.
I don't
Let's talk about
understand.
that other song.
There's one, and I'm going to give you the title, and you all let me know if you know the show.
Okay.
The title is Make Our Garden Grow. And I'm kind of sad that for some reason this isn't playing, so I'm going to see what can happen here.
Leonard Bernstein wrote this score.
Leonard Bernstein did write it.
You shall seek out a few landscape.
This is Jason Denali singing, who could sing to me
Yes.
any old time. Let that play. This is from
Untitled brings back
Andy.
the meaning of this meaningless world.
You have a friend who sings the songs from this. It's quite famous.
I do.
You want to chat about that for a second?
My friend Kristen Chenoweth sings Literally Gay. Why don't you do a few bars of that?
I would not even attempt that. But here's our Make Our Garden Grow. It's a beautiful song.
It's a beautiful song, and it's got a huge choral ending on it. Huge choral.
You sound like my friend.
I love it. But I did it one time with 7 singers, 7 soloists. We did it with the Croutons Symphony. And so we each had to do our own line. It's kind of crazy.
Ooh, 7 parts with nobody to help you. It really is beautiful. That's what I came up with for our garden song. Now I did have one more. It's not really, say, green, but it's gray. Gray Gardens,
Oh, yes.
which was a pretty famous show with the wonderful and beautiful, talented Christine Ebersol, who won a Tony Award. So,
All right, I'm going to let you finish these 2 so I can finish the sound.
okay, how long till I turn it? So let me grab my broth.
About a minute and a half.
Okay, great. Let me change this for you. Where are you going to put that together?
Right here.
There you are. I know who that is singing. She's good. I don't know. Somebody really good.
I'm going to give you your dressing here. All right, so I have about 1 head of romaine lettuce here that I've cut up, and I put the beautiful carrots from Barb's garden in here. And I'm going to add... Now, I don't know why this becomes Chinese chicken, but this is chicken that I got from a rotisserie right out of the grocery store, so you don't have to cook it or anything. I suggest that if you're going to do your own chicken breast, that you leave the bone in the breast when you roast it. You're going to put olive oil on it and salt and pepper and put it in the oven. So can we turn the music down a little?
What? What did you say? Yes, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
We really need an intern.
We
So
do.
if somebody out there is just itching for an intern
We would
job,
love to have you.
just message us and
We would
we'll
love to.
chat it up.
All right, so to roast the chicken, if you're going to do it in the oven, you take the chicken breast, with the bone on the breast, and then you're going to salt and pepper it, and you're going to put some olive oil on it. Put it in the oven at 350 for about 30 minutes, and then you can cut the meat off. But this is just so much easier. You go to rotisserie chicken from the grocery store, and you throw that in there. Okay. All right, and then we have a 15 ounce can of mandarin oranges. So that fits the Chinese theme too.
I don't know if Glenn Reddick is watching, and this is a new recipe he's going to be so excited about.
Good.
He's very unfamiliar with Chinese chicken
He
salad.
doesn't know anything about. There's a little seed. Got the seed out there. All right, so let's get rid of that. We're going to put in 2 more ingredients. We're going to put in some sliced cashews.
Almonds.
I don't know why I said cashews. Almonds. Yes, almonds.
Not from my garden.
Not from her garden.
Here's that big coral ending.
Yes.
Well, that's just
We just missed the coral.
Oh, it was great.
And
Okay,
we've
I'm
got some
gonna turn it down.
scallions. You have a spoon that I can stir this with?
I sure do. How's that?
Perfect.
Oh, that looks, a little different. Mine's kind of green. You've got a lot of nice colors in there. You could, dare I say, put in some red pepper.
You could. Yeah.
Just for color and crunch.
Yeah. Anything you want to do here, make more color to it is fine. Really, it's the dressing that really makes it the Chinese chicken. Well, the chicken also.
Because of the soy.
Yeah,
All the soy
yeah.
on it.
All right, so there we have it. We're going to
It's beautiful.
dress it now. So we put the lid on our mason jar. This is the dressing that we started earlier in the show. So we're just going to shake it up. And again, this makes a lot, so you don't want to dress it. Well, now, here's my secret for dressing. So let's say you're doing a dinner party and you want to have the salad ready to go, but you don't want it to get soggy. What you do is you put your dressing in the bottom of the bowl, and then you put your salad on top, and then when you're ready to serve it, you just toss it.
Genius!
Yes. And then you
Did you think of that yourself?
No, someone else thought of that.
But you
But
did.
her last name is Garten.
I was going to guess. Ina. Sounded like something Ina would come up with.
Yes. And her last name is Garten.
Garden.
Not Garden, but Garten. But it sounds close enough to work on our show.
This is Christine Ebersol singing Around the World from Grey Gardens. She's so wonderful.
She is wonderful. I saw her on the street once in New
Did you
York.
stop her?
I didn't stop. Because I don't like for people to stop me. So
I know.
I don't
Marty,
stop them.
When we were in New York together, we could barely go down the street
I
without
know.
people stopping Kevin.
I know. So I just think it's
Crazy.
best, to respect your other professionals.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. It's
All
kind of
right.
nice just to see them.
How about you taste that and see what you think of
Get a little fork.
the dressing?
I think it's fork tasty.
Oh. Oh.
Well, we have
We're going to do a lot
multiple.
of tasting.
We have multiple. I got a little chicken. Over here, you little chicken.
See what you think.
Mm.
Now, is that over the top?
That's just the right amount of dressing for me.
Good. Then let's put one more thing on it. How about some fried wontons?
Oh, yes.
And let's put those right on the top.
You know what I love about that dressing? Is the soy and the sugar.
Yes.
It's such a nice sweet and savory. Mm.
And why did I not put this in with the rest of it?
Because I would say you wanted a topping, because you wanted it to stay crunchy, and because
Yes.
Ina Garden said to do it that way.
Ina didn't tell me that. But this isn't her recipe.
It isn't? Mm.
But it stays crunchy. And you need a little crunch in it.
Yeah.
You can also put some water chestnuts.
Oh, I love water. Now that people love water chestnuts or hate them. Like salmon.
We love water chestnuts.
I do.
We hate cilantro.
Hate cilantro.
Would you get me our cheese
Yes.
croutons? And this could go on.
Look at these people. Are those not gorgeous?
It's kind of like fried cheese.
This exactly like fried
Yeah.
cheese.
So you can take these and put them right on your salad. That one looks pretty good. Some of them didn't come out as well as the others.
And I'm going to, so the rest of my broccoli came out, and I'm going to toss it in here. Got a little crispy.
It looks good.
Yeah. It's bright green like that. When it gets bright green, take it out because the next color is black. So how about that?
I'm going to taste yours.
Well, I'm going
I
to shake
know.
up
Wait for you to dress it.
my dressing.
Either one of these would be great for lunch or a light dinner outside if you wanted to do that during the summertime.
Yeah, and if you were grilling said salmon or chicken and you had this, and people could just mix it.
I like to serve this when I take it out, like we're going to a park or something to have dinner, put it in Asian takeout boxes. Isn't that cute?
That is very
Yeah.
cute. I like to serve this in a bowl. But I'm going to see what Ina says, and I will have a much classier way to do it. Okay, give
All right.
that a little taste and see what you
All
think.
right. That
Good.
was really good.
I love the quinoa and the sunflower seeds give it a little crunch. Just a nice salad. Great to have in the summer.
I love the broccoli that's roasted because it kind of gives it like a textured meat. But
Mm-hmm.
there's really no meat in
No
it,
meat in it.
but you don't miss it because it's there. That's great.
Oh my gosh, would you believe it's 7:32? I cannot believe
I can't believe
the
how fast.
time flies when we're
It's
doing
because we
this.
spent all that time in your garden getting all this stuff.
No, and then we had to shower because it's so hot outside.
So we're going to say goodnight for tonight, and we hope to see you next week when who knows what we'll do.
Who knows? We have to talk over
We
dinner.
haven't talked.
But thank you for joining us.
Bye-bye.
Bye.